And 3, 2, 1, turn around and stare down the camera. Perfect. And relax there. Okay, next move.
And whatever else. I said, well, why don't you guys fucking put your money where your mouth is for once and fucking do something? And then before I knew it,
"He's not real," is the claim Eddie Hall has been making about Tommy Fury's dramatically bulked up physique ahead of their fight. Hall has openly questioned how Tommy Fury keeps adding size so quickly, while insisting that all the extra muscle will mean nothing if he lands one clean shot on fight night.
the 100 plus pounds in weight difference.
Yeah.
50 kilo. And I don't care who you are, if that catches you on the chin, you're going to sleep. This time around, I've got 2 biceps.
It aggravates me how he can have a belly and have a six-pack on top of it. It's not fair.
It's quite mean.
Tommy Fury clearly has no issue talking about his growing physique. While Eddie Hall continues questioning how quickly Tommy Fury is adding size, the unbeaten boxer insists he has always had the frame to build serious muscle. For Tommy Fury, the transformation is simply the result of years of training and discipline.
I don't know if this weigh in the face-off is a good idea. He's obviously just a wild man. And this is the problem. He's had these 3 fights. He thinks he's had 3 fights. He thinks he's had the adrenaline dump. He's not been in the ring with someone that's actually going to take his head off yet. He's a little boy. He can't control himself. He's a little baby. As soon as someone stands up to him, he shits himself. Evident.
Eddie Hearn knows the incidents surrounding this fight have divided opinion, but there is no denying the attention it has created. What started as a crossover contest now feels far bigger because emotions are involved. Every confrontation, every heated exchange, and every headline is adding more interest. Love it or hate it, people are talking about Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall, which is exactly why anticipation for this fight continues to rise.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
Eddie Hall's frustration is obvious here. He believes there has been too much talking and not enough action, which is one of the reasons this fight eventually came together. Hall has repeatedly challenged members of the Fury family and now finally gets the opportunity to settle things inside the ring. The bad blood feels genuine, and that is making this matchup far more interesting than a typical crossover boxing event.
And I was just so fed up. I was trying to get in nowhere with these guys. I'm like, look, you talk the talk. You fucking walk around headbutting and smacking people and punching windows and whatever else. I said, well, why don't you guys fucking put your money where your mouth is for once and fucking do something?
John Fury is backing Tommy Fury with complete confidence. Despite the huge size difference, he believes boxing skill will ultimately be the deciding factor. From John Fury's perspective, Eddie Hall's power is dangerous, but landing that power on a trained boxer is a completely different challenge. The Fury camp clearly believes Tommy Fury's movement, timing, and experience will expose the gaps in Eddie Hall's game once the opening bell rings.
You don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small. Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt on, I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? He can't do the 3. I can't blame him. You've got to give Eddie all props because he's not a fighter. He's going to get in with Tommy knowing full well what can happen to him. And the only thing he's going to try and do is swing.
Tommy Fury is making it clear that this rivalry did not start with him personally, but with Eddie Hall and the Fury family. Tommy Fury is stepping in to settle the situation, showing loyalty to his family name while also accepting the challenge. What stands out is how calm Tommy Fury sounds, almost like he is treating this as business rather than emotion. But inside the ring, that mindset will still be tested when Eddie Hall's raw power comes crashing forward.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the real beef is between Eddie and my dad. You know, that's genuinely what has happened here. I'm only doing this fight because of my dad. So the real beef is between Eddie and my dad, and I'm obviously just stepping up to the plate. Tyson's on a different stratosphere. Basically, Eddie was basically having a pop between all the Furies. You know, he wanted to fight with a Fury and he's got one.
Tommy Fury is directly addressing the biggest question in this crossover fight, and that is strength versus skill. Tommy Fury is confident that boxing is far more technical than just raw power or lifting ability. He believes his experience inside the ring will completely neutralize Eddie Hall's physical advantages. The message is simple: boxing IQ, timing, and conditioning will decide this fight, not strength numbers or gym feats, and Tommy Fury plans to prove that under the lights.
You know, if strong men, being the strongest man in the world and picking up half a ton meant you was the best fighter of all, everyone would be a world champion, wouldn't they? If being big and strong meant you could fight, everyone would be a world champion. But in this game, it's not about how much weight you can lift. It's not about how strong you are. There's a ton more things to the fight game. And that's what I'm looking to show Eddie.
Eddie Hall is clearly fired up and emotional here, showing how personal this rivalry has become for him. Eddie Hall believes he has been disrespected and pushed too far by the Fury camp, and now he is letting that frustration out in full force. This is not just promotion anymore. This feels like genuine anger building up before fight night. However, once the bell rings, Eddie Hall will need to control that emotion or risk being picked apart by a far more experienced boxer in Tommy Fury.
He's just a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. I mean, geez, look, we've all seen the tantrums he's had. You know, headbutting walls and headbutting people and smashing Perspex glass and holding his bowls and saying he's the king of the world and King Kong bowls and whatever else. And I was just fed up of it, you know, genuinely.
This analysis highlights a major concern around the Fury side of the discussion, which is endurance and realism in expectations. The way Plemons is pointing out how quickly fatigue can change a fight, especially when dealing with experienced pressure and pace. In a fight involving Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall, conditioning will play a huge role because raw strength alone cannot sustain performance over multiple rounds inside a boxing ring.
I love that John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Fry, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2. Because the way that John runs...
The way Plemons breaks down the biggest danger and also the biggest weakness in Eddie Hall's boxing approach. While Eddie Hall does carry explosive power, the lack of timing, distance control, and ring awareness could be a serious problem against a trained fighter like Tommy Fury. If Eddie Hall becomes too predictable, Tommy Fury will have the perfect opportunity to control the fight and break him down systematically over the rounds.
He can just pull off a miracle right hand. What I'm seeing makes me even more skeptical that that's possible because he doesn't understand space and distance. He doesn't understand timing and rhythm. He doesn't understand how valuable his right hand is. And it seems like I'm being counterintuitive because all he's throwing is right hands, but he needs to value that thing. It needs to be, like I said, a weapon of mass destruction. You only bring it out at certain points so Tommy doesn't get a read on it, and also so you don't gas yourself.
Tyson Fury is clearly acknowledging the chaos surrounding his family and Eddie Hall at the same time, while also drawing a firm line on reality. He gives Eddie Hall credit for creating massive hype around this crossover fight, but at the same time he questions how far that hype can really carry him inside the ring. Tyson Fury is confident that when it comes to actual boxing ability, experience will always outweigh strength alone. His warning about Carl Froch shows he still believes elite-level fighters from the past or present would expose any gaps immediately, and that is exactly the concern surrounding Eddie Hall stepping into a professional boxing environment against someone like Tommy Fury.
Both of them. They need to fucking have a bit of sense and show some professionalism in this game.
Johnny Nelson is highlighting the emotional nature of John Fury and how that intensity can sometimes spill over in high-pressure situations. In fights like Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall, emotions are already running extremely high, and that can easily lead to unpredictable moments. While passion can be a strength in building confidence and motivation, it can also become a weakness if it turns into reckless decision-making or unnecessary distractions before fight night. The key for the Fury camp will be keeping everything controlled so Tommy Fury can stay fully focused on the task against Eddie Hall.
pressure is now on John to behave himself. He's distracted a lot of attention and talk, and I'm quite sure someone will have a word with Matt. The authorities will have a word with
Simon Jordan is taking a much more critical and blunt view of the situation surrounding John Fury and the wider controversy in the boxing world. He is essentially arguing that boxing has always been a rough and emotional sport, and expecting clean behavior at all times is unrealistic. However, when it comes to Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall, this kind of noise outside the ring only adds more pressure and attention on Tommy Fury. The challenge for him will be to stay mentally sharp and not let outside drama influence his performance against Eddie Hall, who is bringing pure physical strength and aggression into the fight.
No, not really. It's thuggish behaviour. John Fury's, is boorish, thuggish, unedifying, unpalatable, uncouth, vulgar behaviour. Absolutely. But what do you expect from John Fury? John Fury's been in prison for gouging someone's eyes out. What did you expect him to do? Convert into a Samaritan? Is it a nice look? No. Was it a nice look over the years in boxing about so many things? This ridiculous sentimentalising of society and expecting everyone to behave in their best version of themselves.
The actual beef is between Eddie and my dad, but obviously that person he's had beef with is obviously very close to myself and obviously my father. Now I'm not about to sit back and let my dad be talked to or gone on at. So I'm here. Tyson's on a, different stratosphere with what he's got going on. So I'm the only Fury left to strap on the boots, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
Eddie, I'm curious, your perspective, is that the same thing, how this came about?
Yeah, pretty much exactly that. Just John was shouting out. To be honest, I was on it, John. I wanted a fight with one of the Furies, and he eventually just said to me, "Shut the up, it's all on Messenger." So I just blew my lid. I was like, well, you're a talk, you'll talk the talk.
This fight between Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall has now become far bigger than just a crossover event. On one side, you have Tommy Fury, who represents skill, timing, and real boxing experience. And on the other side, you have Eddie Hall, who brings raw strength, aggression, and the mindset of a man who believes one clean shot can change everything. The biggest question is whether Eddie Hall can actually handle the pace, distance, and rhythm of a trained boxer once the opening bell rings. If Eddie Hall manages to land early and impose his physical power, then we could be looking at one of the biggest shocks in crossover boxing history. But if Tommy Fury controls the distance and breaks him down slowly, it could turn into a one-sided lesson in boxing fundamentals. Mentally, both men are under huge pressure, but in very different ways. Tommy Fury is expected to win, while Eddie Hall is walking in as the dangerous outsider with nothing to lose. That combination always creates drama. Now it all comes down to fight night, and who can handle the moment better when the lights are brightest. Drop your prediction in the comments below, and tell us who you think wins this massive showdown. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for all future boxing updates and fight breakdowns.